Just look how she's sitting there like a blob. Her human body form is like gone. She just looks like she's just sitting there like the poo emoji. Like that's her body at this point. Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. So today we're going to be taking a look at this channel that I absolutely love. It's called Plot Twist, and they have a lot of great compilation videos. This one from today is actually going to be a compilation of my 600-pound life worst parents ever. These guys make just about anybody look like a stellar parent, and we'll see the depths of depravity that these people put their children through.
I feel kinda bad making this video, but here are a few my 600-pound life guests that were terrible parents. 40-year-old Bethany starts out her episode by saying that despite her weight and health issues, she just can't sit down and do anything because she's a mom of 2 kids. But in the very next shot, we see her kind of sitting down and doing nothing, getting her 10-year-old daughter Zoe to help dress her. She also relies on her 18-year-old Isabella to be essentially the mother in the family around the clock.
So we got Bethany here, who claims to be too busy to do anything because she has 2 kids, both of which are over 10 years old. I'm sorry, a 10-year-old's not going to need a whole lot of help. They can bathe themselves, they can eat themselves. A lot of the meals that they can have, mostly they can prepare for themselves. I mean, by 10, you know, you got some kids that can cook full-blown dinners and breakfasts by then. So it's the fact that you got your kid like literally cooking and cleaning and child rearing your other child at 18, that's not cool, and I can sense some major resentment in the very near future.
Isabella cooks, cleans, shops, and takes care of Zoe, and despite doing basically everything, she says that she'll do anything for her mom because she loves her. Bethany admits herself that she doesn't feel like a contributing member of the family, and unfortunately, she doesn't do much to change her issues by the end of the episode.
I do all the cooking, I do all the cleaning, and I make sure Zoe's fed and bathed. I make sure that we have groceries in the house, but I love my mom, and I will do anything for her no matter what.
What do you want for breakfast? I'm gonna start with like a honey bun and a muffin, and then if you'll make me like some scrambled eggs and some toast.
Okay.
Dang. You're starting your day with a honey bun, some French toast, some bacon and eggs, my goodness. And your daughter's got to make it all for you. So what exactly would be her purpose in this family? Like at that point, you're just like, what, the couch potato? You just sit there and everybody comes in and serves you? I mean, think about it. What purpose do you serve?
Isabella? Yeah? I want to have something to eat while you're making breakfast.
Okay.
Penny's son Liam loves her dearly, but at over 500 pounds, she can only parent him from bed. That means never attending his school functions or taekwondo practice. But what's even sadder is when her sister points out that Liam might have to see his mother dead before he turns 10 years old.
This is gonna sound really mean, but like, if you were already a bedbound person or a person who's super morbidly obese, why are you even bringing kids into the world? Like, you do realize that your state of being is less than perfect, below average, subpar to say the least. I mean, these fat people just sit around all day in bed, defecate and urinate on themselves while overindulging and eating. It sounds like the most disgusting thing that a human being can do with their life. I'm sorry. Sitting around eating in grossness and filth. Yeah, I'd rather die. I'd rather unalive myself than be a 600-pound person stuck in bed somewhere. What is the purpose of having kids? And who the heck got this lady pregnant?
Penny claims she wants to lose weight because Liam deserves a full-time mother, but by 10 months into the weight loss program, she's still too immobile to even attend Liam's kindergarten graduation. Just think about that for a second. Imagine if your mother could not come to your kindergarten graduation because she was too
so that's the guy that got her pregnant.
Oh, Daniel. Charming.
overweight and didn't make the efforts to lose the weight. Moving on, Penny later changes her tune of wanting to be a better mom by claiming that she's done more with Liam than mothers who have to go out in the workplace do, and makes an empty-sounding promise that she'll be at his next event. In the end, when Penny went back to Maryland, she excuses her lack of progress again by saying she doesn't have to be an ideal weight.
Dang, just look how she's sitting there like a blob. Her human body form is like gone. She just looks like she's just sitting there like the poo emoji. Like, that's her body at this point. I'm so sorry. Like, I honestly, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. That's how my brain works. So if you see me like put up pictures next to people and stuff, it's not that I think I'm so great and so perfect or anything. It's not that. It's just that my brain just has to find things that I associate with stuff. And I had to share that with you. Moving on.
Because Liam has seen what she'll do for him, and that he's supposedly proud of her.
Liam loves her so much, and I thought having him would change everything, but it hasn't. It's gotten worse.
What can we say besides goodbye?
I don't know.
See you later.
Uh-oh.
I don't ever have to be an ideal weight in Liam's eyes because he's seen what I'm willing to do for him. And he's proud of me.
Aw, your 5-year-old son's proud of you, huh? Keep telling yourself that. First of all, he's 5 years old. Can he even, in his little 5-year-old mind, fathom what being proud is? And then what the hell would he be proud of you for, ma'am? You brought him into a world so that he could wait on you hand and foot. You're not giving your kid a better life. I'm sorry. This just goes to show the level of delusion. She's talking about some...
I think my son is proud of me. I don't have to ever be an ideal weight in his mind.
What, he doesn't need a mom? Because what, you think you're just going to keep being able to survive like this? You think you're going to be around 10, 15 years from now? Idea of people leaving their children too young breaks my heart. Because both my parents are deceased. I'm 35 years old. I'm a grown woman. I don't need anybody to take care of me at all. But would it be nice to have my parents around? Would I have appreciated my mom taking better care of her health, getting her weight together when she was younger so that she didn't get cancer and die at 61? Same thing with my dad. So like, if you're gonna bring kids into the world, you should probably try to do your best to be right and healthy so that you can actually be around for them. Because believe it or not, your kids love you very much and you're a huge part of their lives. And now that my parents are gone, like some days I honestly, although I have so much to live for myself and then my own children, I still get sad sometimes. I get very, very sad some days when I think about the people that I loved so very much not being here and me never being able to see them again. If we can avoid things, if we can take care of ourselves, then we did better damn well do it.
50-year-old Pauline is bordering on immobile and needs help with just about everything, and her niece comes over a few times a week to help her in the bathroom. But her full-time caretaker and the real victim of her episode is her 21-year-old son, Dylan. As Pauline's only child, he's been taking care of her basically his whole life, and
I am very glad that Plot Twist called it what it is, and they said that the person who is really suffering from all this is her son. He's 21 years old, so obviously he's had to deal with a fat mom his whole life. So he's been in little boy Liam's shoes, but for far longer. And so he's not so enamored and in love with his mom anymore. He's like about sick of her at this point because he want to live his own life, which is what you want your children to do. By the time your children are adults, we need to be putting into them to be able to start families and things of their own. You're locking your kid in, making him feel like he's owing you something because you're just so big and you don't have nobody in your life, no man or nothing. So now your son has to be your husband, your son husband. All these years of having to take care of your mom, wiping your mom's butt, feeding your mom, being her chauffeur. And then you feel like obligated because she ain't got nobody else and you don't want to see her just on the road, side of the road, destitute all alone. I wish this boy would feel like that, but he probably loves his mom too much to do that. And he probably doesn't have a dad, so she's all he's got.
Does everything from cooking to grocery shopping to hauling her into the van and driving her down to Houston. Dylan says he loves his mother, but that he can't wait for the day that he doesn't have to help her every day and can get on with his own life. Pauline is very aware of the damage, admitting that the last 6 years must have been miserable for him, and that she could possibly ruin her son's life if she doesn't get hers under control. It's pretty heartbreaking to get to the end of her episode and to see Dylan still trailing along by her wheelchair and looking downright miserable.
Hey, Dill, go grab some breakfast, honey. I totally feel like he's the parent and I'm the kid.
I love my mom, but since she's this heavy, whatever I'm doing, I have to stop and just take care of her and help her.
I am very aware of the damage I am doing to my son through overeating. These last 6 years have probably been pretty miserable for him.
She's aware, but she's got no problem rolling back down to the grocery store to get some junk food.
Ashley's weight has reduced her mobility so much that she gets her 5-year-old son Patrick to do just about everything. With her truck driver husband gone most of the week, every household chore falls on him, including laundry and even bringing her food, essentially replacing his childhood with basically being his mother's servant. Ashley also admits that she's scared he's learning a lot of her eating habits, which is pretty concerning with parents and kids on the show. Now, I will give Ashley some credit, as she definitely isn't the worst offender on this list. Plus, in the end, she does make an effort to lose some serious weight.
I actually did like her story because she did lose an astronomical amount of weight and was able to change her life tremendously. And basically her whole family's because of that. But it was really sad that you had to have a 5-year-old basically being a caretaker. Kids are supposed to be kids. They're supposed to be at an age where their mom is supposed to be loving them, and they are supposed to have, you know, the things that they need from their mom. If you're born into this world, you deserve to be loved, and you deserve to be held and coddled. Every human being, I believe, deserves that. And it just breaks my heart when some kids in this life don't get that. And it's not their fault. They're born into homes in which parents physically can't do it.
Without him, I'd be lost.
James K has been bedbound for 3 years and depends on his enabling girlfriend Elisa and his daughter Bailey to help him with everything. He's developed cellulitis on both legs, which causes a lot of yelling at his helpers due to the pain when they're trying to wash or move him. Not really a pleasant situation for anyone. James admits that he can tell that it bothers Bailey a lot from the way she looks at him. Bailey even says her mom pulled her out of school to help out, which must have sucked. She feels that a father should be the one taking care of his daughter, but she's not just going to let her dad die.
James K, he had just about the worst 600-pound life story I ever saw. First of all, RIP. He's actually no longer with us. This guy died, I want to say, in 2016 due to his kidneys failed, or maybe he had some type of infection of the blood, basically like organ failure. This dude was just laying in bed like dead weight. He was hardly even able to move his own arms. That's how fat and how lazy this guy had got. And his mom, not his mom, but his wife or whatever she was to him, and his daughter were having to take care of him. Roll your 800-pound dad over and wash between his thighs. Oh my God, that must have been flippin' disgusting.
To make things worse, she's miserable knowing that he's gotten even worse and that she's going to be helpless to do anything about it.
My mom pulled me out of school because I have to help with my dad. My dad's gotten worse, and I'm worried that he's close to losing it all. He basically already has.
He basically made her drop out of school so she could be his full-time caregiver. Now, what is all of our goals? All of our goals for us parents is to make sure our kids do better than we did and got when we were kids, right? We always want a better, uplift situation. We want our kids to go further in education. We want them to have more money than we had. We want them to have everything better than we had. And then you got some selfish weirdos like this guy who's like,
yeah, my daughter doesn't need an education. I need someone to wipe my ass.
You fat, disgusting. I know that's her dad, and she probably would be offended if she heard this. But at the end of the day, sweetheart, your dad did you wrong. He did you wrong in many, many ways. He didn't show you true father's love, which is supposed to be sacrificial and not from your end of it. It's supposed to be from his end of it. Your mother failed you so much as well by making you cater to him like he was some kind of freaking king. And his name was James King, but that dude was far from a king. If he was any king at all, he was Burger King, okay? That's the only king he was.
I can tell that it bothers Bailey a lot by the way she looks at me.
I don't feel like that I should have to be a caretaker to my dad, because a father is supposed to protect and take care of his daughter. But it's my dad, and I'm not gonna let him just lay there.
And that part I totally understand. Nobody wants to see somebody that they love and care about suffering. And at the end of the day, you want to do whatever you can to help them. And that makes her a really good person. And so I pray for her the best life and opportunity going forward. Well, you guys, that would be the end of this video. I appreciate you so much if you have made it this far. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And you guys, again, are the best audience a person could ever ask for. I mean, you know I love you. Don't forget to watch some of my other videos and hit a like on those too. I appreciate y'all so much, and I will see you next time.